Alright, guys, it's your boy Method Man YT here, guys. Today, we got another tier list from Party Maker Plays. I don't know where my boy has been for the past, 5, maybe 6 months since I reviewed his last tier list, but he is back nonetheless. Once again, I'll leave a link to his Reddit and this post's Reddit, link below in the comments or the description, or maybe even both. So he's got we have 5 tier lists here, all made by him. By the way, I should ask him for the link to the tier maker he used for this, because I don't have, I've got my images for my tier list. Well, the images of the newer characters, but they don't look as good as the images he has for his lists. So yeah, I'm an L PNG creator, I guess. But anyways, yeah, he's got 5 tier lists here sorted out for the 5 positions in the game, obviously. So let's go over this. Let's see if this is let's see if he actually cooked on this tier list here. So we got an F tier, Fred VanVleet. Yo, shout out Fred VanVleet, bro. He just tore his ACL. But yeah, he's F tier. Ben Simmons. I don't think Ben Simmons belongs in F tier. He's actually pretty, he's trash on offense. He's completely trash on offense. But he's a very solid defender. I'd put him at least C tier. D-Rose. Yeah, D-Rose belongs here. Rookie Steph Curry definitely belongs. Definitely can get a bit higher than this. Yeah, rookie Steph Curry does not belong down here. I think he's at least C rank as well. We got Mike Conley. Yeah, Mike Conley belongs here. F tier. Kyle Lowry, F tier. C tier. Let's see. We got Cade Cunningham. Nah, this is too low for Cade. Cade's at least B tier. Jordan Poole, sure, C tier. Dinwiddie, yeah, belongs here. D'Angelo Russell belongs here. Tyrese Halliburton. I don't think Halliburton belongs here, to be honest. Yeah, maybe he is C tier. Okay, yeah, the more I think about his jump shot being that slow, yeah, he's C tier. Chris Paul definitely belongs here. Epic Russ, B tier. I'd put Epic Russ in B tier. He's actually a solid card. It's just got the flaws that what you'd expect from most Russ cards, that they can't shoot, so their floor spacing is garbage. But he's still got a ton of speed, which I think is a very important stat. So he can guard a lot of fast guards, and he's got decent rebound as well, and he's got decent shot blocking for a guard. Well, for a point guard, that is. So yeah, I think he'd be B tier, to be honest. But I don't think the C tier placing is that bad. So he can either be B or in my tier list I'd put him B, but I mean he can work in C as well. Okay, so let's move on to the B tier now. We got LaMelo. Sure, yeah, LaMelo is a B tier character. Pretty solid, cheap point guard. Oh no, Dennis Schroeder is way too high. Dennis Schroeder is not. Is he B tier? Is he too high? I mean, I can see people using him, but I think he's C tier. De'Aaron Fox. Sure, he can get away with B tier. Derek White, B tier. Sure. I'm looking at the guys in A tier, and yeah, I think B tier is solid for Derek White. Epic SGA, B tier. Sure, you can get some buckets with him. Spurs CP3, B tier. Yeah, I think this is pretty valid. Ja Morant belongs here, yeah. Legendary Tyrese Halliburton. B tier for the Hallie. Sure. That card is actually pretty fine. It's just these Halliburton cards and that slow jump shot, bro. That slow jump shot is what cooks these Halliburton cards. If he actually had a decent jump shot, he'd be A tier, no doubt. But I can see the B tier placing. I'm accepted. Jalen Brunson, B tier. I don't think so. I think he belongs in A tier. He's still very fast. he's still very fast. And sure, they nerfed his 3-point, but you can still like get away with cheesing a bunch of 3-points with him because he's just so fast. So yeah, I don't think this I don't think he deserves B tier. I think he's an A tier character. Anyways, let's move on to the A tier. So we got Dame. Dame in the A tier. Huh. Oh. Okay, okay, that's a very debatable one. That's pretty debatable. But you know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Jamal Murray in the A tier. Hell no. Hell no. No, Murray is not A tier. I would not put him in A tier. I'm sorry. That is the first like atrocious pick I like. That is one of the most atrocious placements I've seen so far. Jamal Murray in A tier? The guy can't even create his own shot. Like, the entire point of his card is for him to create his own shot, be a shot creator himself. But in reality, like, on the court itself, he cannot create his own shot. He gets locked up very easily. That's crazy having Jamal Murray in A tier. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's see who's next. We got Darius Garland. A tier, sure. Yeah, I can see him in the A tier. He's a very inconsistent card because his badges are so low. His stats are kind of low as well. But there are games that he can pop off, and there are games that he just is pretty mediocre. But yeah, I guess he pops off more times than he's mediocre. So I can see the A tier. He's also like an epic version of the Prime Collection Trae Young. Newly released card, Tyrese Maxey. Sure, yeah, he's A tier. He's a pretty solid defender. His offense is not really the greatest. I mean, you can get some good like dribble combos going with him, but he's generally pretty easy to lock up. But in terms of his badges and defensively, yeah, he's pretty solid. Speed is also pretty nice as well, although I think they should have given him more speed. But A tier, sure, yeah. Kyrie Irving in the A tier. No, Kyrie Irving is a B tier character. I'm sorry. Kyrie relies too much on getting quick jukes, and in this game, unfortunately, quick jukes are very hard to come by. So him being a character that relies on quick jukes and it being a mechanic that isn't really well like implemented into the game, as well, at least as well as power jukes, then like it just automatically makes them bad. Like, if your main thing is breaking ankles and the game does not allow point guards to break ankles as easily as the centers and power forwards can just bulldoze their opponents, then yeah, the entire basis of your card just falls flat at that point. Like, he just can't do it on offense because the game just isn't built for point guards to have great offense, unfortunately. Especially being one of the best ball handlers and ankle, like, best one of the, like, he has like a mixtape of breaking dudes' ankles. And imagine in this game, like, you go up against even terrible defenders and you can't break their ankles easily with Kyrie. Like, it's actually nonsensical. Also, his three ball is pretty disrespectful as well. Like, Kyrie bricks a lot of threes in this game for no reason. Like, he's a pretty great 3-point shooter in real life, but in the game, I don't know, bro. I don't know. They made, like, they gotta create like a legendary version of this card. But A tier? No, hell no. He's not A tier. He's B tier. Let's see. Trae Young, sure. Epic Trae Young, that is. Sure, Epic Trae Young can remain in the A tier. I can even see him going up into the S tier, to be honest. Like, that ISO is pretty it's pretty one-dimensional, but it's very effective. I'm not gonna lie. It's a one-dimensional strategy where you just dribble the entire time and pray for a quick juke. Like, he does exactly what Kyrie does, but he's got, like, his is more guaranteed. Like, his ankle breakers are a bit more it's a bit more consistent, and you get it a bit more than Kyrie, like a lot more than Kyrie's actually. And the thing is, like, even if the opponent is defending you well, in order for them to defend you well, they gotta step back. Like, they gotta give you space, and at that point, you can just fade away. So, like, yeah. Trae Young can definitely go, like, Epic Trae Young can definitely go in the S tier, but A tier is a pretty solid spot for him, I'd say. Next, we got Legendary Westbrook, who also just released A tier. Yeah, I can see the A tier. I haven't seen, I don't think much people have seen a lot of this card yet to really know where he places, but with his stats, with his exclusive, and with Russ's like general playstyle, like A tier seems pretty much where he'd land, even if we did know what like R5 and R7 Russ is capable of. With even like, yeah, without the gameplay needed, like, we can pretty safely say he's an A tier character. Maybe that goes up in the future. I don't know. It all depends on like what other characters release, and like what more we see from him when we see like more Rust players out there. Because right now it's very limited the amount of Rust players there are out there, because this card just came out with the whopping cost of $50 per card. So yeah, there's not gonna be many out there, and the ones we do have out there are gonna be like R1, R2, or R3. So yeah, we don't really have much on him, but A tier seems pretty solid for him. Next, we got the S tier. Let's see, SGA. Sure, SGA belongs up here. I can see SGA actually going down to the A tier as well. I don't know. He's such a weird card. Even after all the buffs they've given him, he's still, I feel like he's getting in the realm of what Kyrie, like the realm of problems that Kyrie has is almost the exact same problems that SGA has, except SGA just has like a bajillion more speed than Kyrie, so that makes it a lot easier to defend with and also attack with as well, and better defense as well. But yeah, I think SGA's biggest problem is pretty much exactly like Kyrie. Like, he relies on getting quick jukes, and this game, as I said, does not treat quick jukes as well as they do with power jukes. It's night and day between the two mechanics, man. They gotta like balance that out and like buff quick jukes a bit, because like these guards struggle on offense if you can't break your defender's ankles. Like, it's very hard to get open if you can't just break the opponent's ankles, and that's what SGA wants to do, but the game's mechanics is kind of shutting him down. And just like Kyrie, he's also not a great three-point shooter. But this one is actually warranted, though. Like, this one is actually, like, SGA is not a good three-point shooter in real life. So, I mean, it is warranted that he should not be a great three-point shooter in the game as well. So, yeah, there is that. But I can see the S tier placement still, because I think he is no, Russ is the fastest guard in the game. I think SGA is like top 3 fastest cards in the game in general. His speed definitely goes over 900 at maybe R6 or R7. One of those will give you the max speed, and it's definitely over 900. So yeah, that's, I think, what like separates him from a lot of the A tier guards and puts him into the S tier, along with his pretty decent defense as well. Luka Doncic in the S tier. I don't think Luka belongs in the S tier. I think he's an A tier character. I think he's too much of a potential man to be like a bona fide S tier character. I'm not gonna lie. S tier for the Doncic. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking? Like, for real, what are we thinking? I'm thinking A tier. S tier is a bit too high for him. Like, he's really a potential. Like, there are games where Doncic can pop off. Like, you're gonna power juke every single play. Your teammates are gonna be floor spacers, so you're gonna get the entire paint clear for you to like abuse your layup, your up and under layup. Your teammates are gonna have the best IQ, so they can set themselves up for your playmaking and stuff like that. But in reality, that's not gonna happen in solo queue. like, let's see. 7 out of 10 matches, you're not gonna get teammates that do that for you. You're gonna get teammates that clog the paint. You're gonna get, like, you're barely gonna get power jukes, and worse yet, you're not even gonna get quick jukes. And your up and under is probably gonna work one time, and then it's probably not gonna work again. Like, yeah, like your opponent's gonna know what to do to defend it. So, like, yeah, I think Doncic is too much of a potential man to be a bona fide S tier. I'd put him A tier. I would put him A tier. I put him A tier and think about the S tier, to be honest, because, like, I like, there's a part of me where I can see the vision that Party Maker has here in putting Doncic S tier, but I don't think he deserves it. Honestly, I don't think he deserves it, to be honest. I'd leave him in A tier, to be honest. Okay, next we got legendary Chris Paul. Now, just like Russ, I haven't had much, like, experience against this card or using this card, but I have been viewing Ball Hog. And for those of you who don't know, Ball Hog actually has an R7 Chris Paul, and he's been in the Discord. He's one of our best players in NA. He's been in the Discord multiple times talking about legendary Chris Paul is probably the best card in the game and stuff like that. Like, I don't buy it. Personally, I don't buy it. Personally, I don't think he's S tier. From the gameplay that I've seen from Ball Hog, let me tell you, he gets a lot of ankle breakers, but his jump shot is cooked. Like, his ISO game is pretty weird because he gets the quick jukes, but his jump shot is pretty terrible. So if you're up against a good defender, like, they're gonna recover from that quick juke and contest you. Well, it's Chris Paul, so obviously his playmaking is pretty good, but how good is playmaking if you can't really ISO that well? Like, think about it. If you can't ISO and draw multiple defenders towards you, what good is your playmaking at that point? As a guard, that is, as a guard. Like, bigs can get away with not being able, like, not having a bag or being terrible on offense as a playmaker because they can still playmake off getting rebounds. But as a guard, like, you got to be offensively godly, like, to draw multiple defenders towards you so you can playmake for your big or whatever, or whoever's setting the screen for you or whatever. So yeah, I don't think Chris Paul is S tier due to that fact. I'd put him A tier. I mean, his stats are very solid. I cannot deny that. His stats are, like, super solid. But he does not move me as a S tier card, to be honest. Let's see. We got Prime Trae Young here. Prime Trae Young, S tier? Sure, yeah. Bookmark that. Curry, S tier. Okay, yeah. Okay, so, okay, let's see. Let me do a deep dive and review, like, let's review the entire tail list as it is. It was not bad. Like, it wasn't bad at all, to be honest. Like, there's some iffy placements, like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not, like, completely garbage. Where was the most atrocious one to me? Jamal Murray was way too high, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Murray was way too high. I put Murray, I put Jamal down in the B tier, to be honest. Like, at the lower end of B tier. Doncic is a bit controversial. Like, I can see your vision for having him S tier, but I think ultimately he's an A tier character. Legendary Chris Paul, well, this one's more of a personal pick, but I think in general as well that card is not S tier. I'm sorry. You cannot be like unable to ISO to a godly level. Like, your offense game on ISO should be godly for you to be a playmaker. Otherwise, then you're just pretty mid. But I'll give him this though. His defense is pretty solid and his stats are very nice, but he's more like, but other than that, like, he's not in that S tier, like echelon. To be honest, like he's A tier. I'm sorry, but everything else was pretty solid. Everything else. I guess I'll just end this video right here. I got like what four more of these tier lists to review. So yeah, I guess I'll see y'all in the shooting guard.